welcome to CNNBC News World Debate. Tonight's discussion is about the death penalty. For the motion, we have human rights activist Fiona Wallace, who is working for Amnesty International in Scotland. She will be arguing for the motion, the death penalty is not a deterrent. Against the motion, we have Beth Stewart, the Chief of Police in the USA. Before we start, we will take a poll from the audience. Audience, could you please answer the question written on the paper in front of you, or if you believe the death penalty is a deterrent or not. Thank you, and here are the results. I see that 60% of the audience believe that the death penalty is not a deterrent, 30% disagree with the motion, and 10% are undecided. Perhaps you would like to start the discussion, arguing for the motion. Ms. Stewart, you are the Chief of Police in the United States, in Texas, where there are almost as many executions as the rest of the United States put together. Is the death penalty working?
Obviously not. The crime rate has actually increased since 1960 to 2010. In 1960, 824 people were murdered. As of 2008, 1,374 people were murdered.
But do remember that the population has increased very highly since 1960 to 2008. So the murder rate in Texas per 100,000 people was 8.6 and decreased to 5.6 in 2008. And bear in mind that the death penalty in Texas has complete support of most of the population. It is not just a deterrent, but a symbol of justice against heinous crimes. And we have this form of justice in Texas for many years and is part of our fabric society.
You say it's a symbol of Texan justice, but just because it is a part of the history does not mean it is acceptable. 150 years ago, it was customary to cut heads off of criminals and put them on stakes at the town gates. And it wasn't that long ago a mob would catch an Afro-American and lynch him without any trial. These acts would now be considered barbaric. And it won't be long now before gassing somebody, electrocuting them, shooting them, and hanging them will be thought of as equally as barbaric.
Let's get back to the issue. So, is the death penalty a deterrent?
Absolutely not. Europe is as safe as any country with the death penalty, and its statistics bear this out.
No, that's not true. I have here the statistics which show that countries which have abolished the death penalty have had a lower murder rate than countries which use the death penalty since 1990. And the murder rate in countries which do not have the death penalty decreased by a larger amount each year than the countries which have the death penalty.
After hearing the arguments, let's hear whether the members of the audience have changed their opinions. Believe it or not, but now the audience is split down the middle, with 50% agreeing with the motion and 50% disagreeing. Thank you for watching. For more information, visit www.cnnbc.weebeden.co.uk.